Hey everybody, welcome to part 4 of rainwater collection. Today's topic is going to be about turning your rain barrels back on. So this is basically for people who live in cold climates and have to shut down their rain barrels before winter and then get them going back again in the spring. So I like to do this slowly. Actually, it all depends on the weather and how it's going. I've already closed up my tap on the rain barrel on the south side of the house. So that actually roof slope is empty of snow now. This one has a little bit of snow left on it. Up top there, you can see a little bit of white left over, and it looks like the temperatures are going to be holding mostly above zero for the next couple of weeks. Still have overnight lows, so I could wait until later in the spring to do this, but I really like to use some of the snow from the roof for my garden during the summer, because in the Cariboo here we don't always have a guaranteed wet season, so it's nice to stockpile some roof snow so I have water ready in the garden for the springtime. So I'll show you how to do this, so you can do this a little bit before it gets too warm and you can still catch the snow that's on the roof. So come on in. So right now for the winter, or the thaw, I have it rigged up so it's pushing all the water away from my house conveniently into a big bucket there that the dogs can drink out of, and then it just overflows and runs away. So what we're going to do here is close the tap and start filling the tank. So I'll remove this that I had set up. And look, there's the flow there now, so I will close the tap and it will start to fill up the tank. So now, we still have below zero overnight, and this is the most vulnerable part of the tank. This massive water usually doesn't freeze. Sometimes you get a skim at the top. That's why I put this piece of wood in here, the stick, so it's really easy to break up the top layer of ice if that happens overnight. But we're going to have to try and insulate this tap here so it doesn't freeze, because we know what happens if water freezes. It expands and it blows these taps apart, and they're not that cheap. So here's some homemade tricks over the years. You can use bubble wrap. Air is a great insulator, so we can wrap that in those hard to reach places underneath. It just really make a nice little home for this tap, and really try to make sure it's in there tight. Okay, we have that wrapped around. If you're doing any bit of construction or installation work around the house, you probably have some scrap pieces left over. So I've found out that these, get some good old heavy duty plastic bags, and you can put your insulation inside one of these bags. Might actually open this up here, because okay, there we go. And what we can do actually with using these bags and this insulation is I can create myself a waterproof outdoor insulation bag. Custom any size I want, and easy to take apart, reuse. I'll put that on top. We want to make sure that cold air doesn't get to this tap or the valve. And then you can find an old sheet from Salvation Army or an old towel or something you got. I recommend doing a little extra wrap on there and really just kind of get all the way around there, tuck it in there. This would never hold up in like -20, so make sure it's not dipping anywhere below the minus teens anymore. Go with your gut, you know your area. There we go. So that is now set up to fill up. And I can start collecting my rainwater, and when everything's thawed, I'm not worried about any freezing anymore overnight. I'll usually set up a bucket under here. I'll move that dog dish over to here. Make sure with any type of rain barrel setup, you always have your bulkhead installed at the top for overflow. So I can redirect this. Oh, bit of ice in there. I'll tap that in there like that. So then my overflow is constantly filling the bucket below. Dogs are happy. I'm happy. We got water. So there you go, guys. It's another episode of Rainwater Collection for you. Another topic for Trash Talk Tuesday, brought to you by the Cariboo Chilcotin Conservation Society. See you next time.